You're about to watch a video that's an excerpt of one of my online courses, free sample if you will. If you enjoy it, please get in touch, dan@brojo.org, and let me know what you think. The foundation of healthy boundaries is self-respect. And so we've got a kind of parallel game going in this course where you build self-respect in order to be able to set boundaries. You set boundaries to build self-respect. Being assertive is going to make you respect yourself more, which is going to make other people respect you more, and so on, and you just get stronger and stronger. What I've found in my study of psychology for more than 20 years now is that people can only really respect you about as much as you respect yourself, or less. Only the kindest people will try to respect you more than you respect yourself. And these people are quite rare, and sometimes they're actually quite psychologically disordered. They're people pleasers and fixers, and they're actually controlling you with kindness. People aren't inherently evil. They're not out to get you, but people are kind of dominant, and they will fill any unoccupied space. So if you don't set a line, then there is no line, so they will walk across it without even knowing it exists. It's like if you leave your front door open, people will just come into your house. It doesn't mean that they're bad people. It's just people tend to go through open doors. So if you don't have strong boundaries, people aren't going to guess what your preferences are. They aren't going to guess what you think being respected means. They're just going to carry on with their lives and bulldoze through you. You can think of the metaphor of getting onto a bus and there's one spare seat available and you're too hesitant to take it. Well, whoever's less hesitant will sit in that seat. It doesn't mean that they're necessarily deliberately disrespecting you. It's you made that space available and they took it because they're more assertive than you are. So if you're not assertive, if you don't stand up for yourself, if you don't take what's yours and protect what's yours, somebody else will take it, not because they hate you, but because you made it available. One key element that will repeat over and over throughout this course is that nobody knows what your boundaries are until you state them and enforce them. You cannot have a covert contract with people where you expect them to guess what you want and what you prefer and what you need. Expect them to just know because that's what people should know. We're going to let go of that. From now on, if you didn't say it, it doesn't exist. Silence is consent. If you don't speak up, people are going to assume you're okay with whatever it is that they're doing. And they're right to assume that because people all have different boundaries and different preferences. So you can't expect them to think like you. That's a key fallacy in human psychology. If you don't disapprove, they will assume that you approve. They're not going to guess that you're having problems with this just because your face is a bit sullen and you're having a bit of a sulk. So a new rule moving forward is, if you haven't said it, then you've agreed to it, right? If you haven't stood up for yourself, then whatever they're doing is okay because you have not in any way made it clear that it's not okay. So disrespecting yourself is about staying silent when you should speak up. It's about tolerating poor treatment from others. It's about pretending and lying, hiding the way you feel about things, keeping your opinions to yourself, pretending you don't have preferences and letting other people get what they want when you actually feel strongly about something. It's about compromising your principles or not even knowing what they are. Do you have a list of your core values? If not, then how are you supposed to live by them? It's about treating yourself poorly. You might think it's not so bad to be, a bit overweight or a bit unfit or a bit unkempt. But if that means that you're actually treating your body badly, then how are other people supposed to treat you well when you've set the standard? And it's about using coping mechanisms rather than responding in a healthy way. People see you like relying on crutches like drugs and alcohol and food and porn and gambling. How are they supposed to respect you when you won't even deal with life head on and healthy? Now, of course, none of us are perfect, but the higher your level of self-respect, the more respect you'll get from others. Especially because in this course, we're going to talk about setting and enforcing boundaries. So we're not actually going to give people a choice. They will have to respect you or face the consequences. We're going to learn how to create a life where people are unable to disrespect you, at least unable to do it more than once. because the way you respond will actually cut off their ability to do it to the best of your ability, at least. Like I said, we're not going to be controlling others, but we are going to be having a big influence on how much they can control us. So one way to kind of think about it is they can throw you in prison, but they can't make you go willingly. You will always have some ability to resist disrespectful behavior. And we're going to make sure that that is overt, that everybody knows when you feel disrespected, and everybody knows what they could do instead if they want to be respectful, and everybody knows that you will follow through with enforcement action if they continue to be disrespectful. And that will give you the best possible chance of not only being respected by others, but respecting yourself. Are you a nice guy or people pleaser who wishes they were more assertive, more honest, and better respected by others? Since 2013, I've been helping people just like you discover their integrity and apply it courageously to build deep and meaningful connections, get respected by others, and become the confident person you've always wanted to be. Imagine being able to speak your mind without worrying what other people will think or worrying that it's the right thing to say, and being able to assertively stand up for yourself and your loved ones. Imagine never feeling the need to apologize for who you are or what you want, and being able to live carefree without shame or the I'm not good enough story in your head. Imagine going to bed knowing that you courageously took every opportunity available to you and you've got no regrets because you always know what you should be doing in every situation. I'm so confident in my ability to help people like you unleash your highest level of self-worth that I give people a free coaching session to test what I'm doing. In this 1-hour session, we will uncover the biggest barrier to your confidence, whether it's an awareness problem, you don't know what you should be doing differently, or it's a courage problem, you know what you should be doing, but you find it too intimidating. I will guide you to make a breakthrough with your behavior to get through that barrier in a powerful way without feeling terrified and without destroying everything you love. I've had some people find this first session so powerful that I never hear from them again simply because they didn't need anything more after that. It launched them into the highest level of confidence that they've ever experienced. And if that's the result you get, I'm good with that. One client put it, this session was more valuable to me than 3 years of therapy combined. So if you're tired of trying to keep everybody happy, and you're sick of worrying what other people think of you, and you're concerned that your people-pleasing and conflict avoidance is going to damage your relationships, then come and have a talk with me. Worst case scenario, you get to experience what it's like to talk with someone who actually understands what it's like to be you. I've lived the nice guy experience for decades. I know it inside and out. I know that pain. Case scenario, and very likely, you will have such a powerful insight into a behavioral change that you can make in the next 24 hours to significantly improve your confidence, relationships, and career. All I ask is that you be honest, open to change, and willing to try something new. Why wait another 10 years to discover confidence when you can do it today? Fill out the brief form below to apply for a trial coaching session. And do this quickly because there are limited spots each month. And then I'll get back to you to book in a time to talk.